I would say it's getting me by. I'm saying it ain't where I want it to be, but it's getting me by. Like I'm saying, I'm practicing good. I'm playing in scrimmages, this and that. So it's the most I've been able to do in the last year. So if this is the most I can do, then I'll just keep taking advantage of it till it gets to 100%.
Where would you like to be? What are the differences right now, I guess, and where you are and where you want to be?
The differences, I would say, me playing under the rim and above the rim. More like a 1K athleticism type of guy my size. That's what I used to be when I was about a sophomore, junior. And now, I'm a 6'5", 6'6", just, hustle guy, play 3, 2, 4, make open shots, rebound, but, I'm not in there finishing above the rim, dunking on anybody, this and that. But that's where I'd like to be in the next year or two.
What do you feel like you have in front of you in terms of steps to get to that point?
Just playing. I don't think therapy is the answer anymore. I've been doing therapy the last 4 years almost since I was a freshman. I had my first knee surgery. I think just playing, just playing and jumping and landing and cutting. I think that's the best therapy I can do instead of going to the training room and doing a bunch of exercises. I think just playing and getting out there is the best thing for me.
How sick are you of therapy?
Man, therapy's like school to me, man. I've been doing therapy like my last 2 years of high school. I was going there every morning at 5 a.m. before class. So I didn't have to set an alarm anymore. I just wake up 4:30, go to therapy, and then go to school.
I was going to say, you had a lot of therapy in high school, and you've done a lot your freshman year. I know you're not at 100%, but how nice is it just to be back out on the court actually playing?
That's what I mean. It's a blessing just to be out there. It might not be where I want to be, but just to be out there, moving around, making plays, feeling like I'm more a part of the team than I was last year. It's great because I know I think I have a great role this year for my ability. So, it feels good just to be out there and knowing that I'm part of something this year. Last year I kind of felt excluded a little bit, because I wasn't making a difference. But, this year I hope to make a little bit of a difference.
Was that tough for you, everything in high school? Was that kind of tough for you to come in, take a lesser role, and then obviously you get injured? Was that kind of tough to work through?
Yeah, it was real tough. Now I'm a little older. I look back from a more mature standpoint. I'm like, I think I kind of got my own medicine, because in high school I kind of had a little bit of an arrogant, demeanor towards myself, and I just like carried myself at a higher standard. I thought I was, this and that, and then I got here, I got humbled, and I think that's the best thing that could have happened for me. I don't think last year me having a spectacular year would have been the best thing for me. I think watching Cade do his thing and Rondell and Avery and 1K, those guys do their thing and not play at all. I think that was the best thing for me, honestly, because I learned a lot more than I think I would have if I was playing and just standing around.
Mentally, did somebody help you get through that? Did you have to kind of go through that yourself? I imagine because, the transfer portal's ready and available. I imagine a guy playing a lot, that'd be easy to jump into. How'd you kind of stay mentally strong?
Really, my mental health was really up and down last year. I even had to start taking medication, honestly, just because it was like, my mom's not here, my dad's not here. Yeah, I got a lot of people with me, but they're on the phone. I can't go see nobody. I can't go give my mom a hug, this and that. And being a guy who averaged 35 points in high school, to come in here and scoring 0 points in a whole season. You got guys messaging me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, everything just coming for me. This and that. And it was a big difference. I've never watched the game from the sideline ever. In any sport that I ever played. So, sitting there watching 35 games and not touching the floor, I don't know how anybody else would react other than the way I did, which was, get down on themselves. So, it was tough, but like I said, I look at it differently now. I'm glad.
How did you recognize that you needed to go seek help?
I tried a lot of things. I tried meditation. I tried, reading, music, going on walks with my girlfriend, this and that, and nothing. I started having bad dreams. I started not sleeping at all. Like, I'm talking about at all. I wasn't sleeping at all, and I knew I needed help because me, from the past that I've had, growing up in a rough city in Illinois, I done been down, but I haven't been down that bad. Like, this last year was tough. You know what I'm saying? I talked to Isaac likely about it a lot. He's the main guy I go to, chop it up with him every day. We talk about it. He's just always like, man, keep your head up, you'll be fine. Like, I promise you, man, next year, it's going to be a year. Just keep working, keep your head up. And even that, that helped, but it really couldn't, really do anything just because if I don't believe it, then nobody's going to believe it, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you don't believe in yourself, nobody's going to. And I didn't believe in myself, at all. And it was just real tough. So, started seeing Trevor and went from there, counseling, and, went from there.
Even when you were unable to be with your family in person, what kind of role did they play, just as you mentioned, being able to talk to them on the phone through all that?
They played a big role. Me and my mom, I wake up every morning at 5:30 and work out with Avery Anderson at 6 a.m. And my mom, man, she's like my rock. Like, every morning, like I said, when I work out, I send her a selfie, and she'll send me a selfie back because she works out every morning at 6 a.m. too. And like, if you go through our messages, you can see every single day it's a picture from me and her back to each other. And it's it's just crazy. Like, she always says, like, I see you guys working so hard. I mean, my mom's lost over 100 pounds in the last year. So that's just incredible for me to see. And she's always says, like, I see you and your brother do it. There's no reason why I can't do it. And now I feel like it's almost the opposite. Like, I see you doing it every day, Mom. Because when I couldn't do it physically, you were doing it. So now I'm okay. There's no reason I shouldn't be able to do it.
Where does your mom work? What's the background to her photos?
Well, she just works out in the morning at 6 a.m., like in her room. It's crazy. Like, she has like 4 or 5 pound dumbbells. She does these little, these little dances here and there. And she goes to work. She's a director of hospice in Ankeny, Iowa. So every morning she wakes up, sends me a picture. I'll send her a picture. She'll send me a picture of her flexing. And and that just gets me going in the morning.
The bad dreams, the not sleeping, was that scary to go through?
Yeah, man, it's real. Like, I had sleep paralysis to the fullest. Like, I'm talking about, man, waking up and not being able to move for like an hour. And it was terrifying. When you wake up and you can't move, it's like, what's going on? And it just kept happening over and over again. I was just having really bad dreams, really violent dreams, like really violent dreams. Just dreams of me being nothing, for real. And it was just like, what I'm saying? I'm out here by myself in Stillwater, Oklahoma. I ain't got no family. My teammates are guys I just met a year ago. I love them to death, but, they're not family. And they're not family yet, But, it was just tough. It was something I'm still getting through slowly, but it's better than it was about 4 or 5 months ago.
Are you making sure every member of the team is staying mentally strong just because of what you went through? You want to make sure that they're safe too?
Yeah, for sure. Like, we got guys who came in here and had rough starts, and last year was the worst basketball I ever played in my life. I'm talking about I was working as much as I ever have when I got here and having the worst results I've ever had in my life. It was like the complete opposite. I'm working this hard, but the results are this bad. In high school, I worked out this bad, but my results were way over here. It was just so weird. I couldn't shoot the ball. Everything felt weird coming off my hands. Finishing at the rim was weird. And, I saw that with a couple guys coming in this year that were just new, a couple of the transfers. And, I'm a team player, so, this isn't no competition thing for me, If I think a guy has potential and I'm his teammate, I'm going to push him to get better. Like, for example, Woody Newton, I think he has a lot of potential to be a great player. And sometimes, he can get down on himself here and there and kind of just like give himself, more kind of just like self-doubt when he doesn't need any. He's a very talented player. So, I'll be like, Woody, good job, man. Let's go. Like, come on, pick it up. Let's go. And then he's a whole different player when he's in the zone.
I know. Sorry, go ahead.
What is it about Isaac that kind of makes him that guy to open up to?
Me and Isaac are just, or I should say Ice. Me and Ice, we're just close. I feel like, I think our childhoods, growing up, kind of the areas we're from, just the way we were brought up, a lot of violence, we've had friends get killed in the streets, what I'm saying? We didn't have family members get killed, not growing up being the top ranked player in the country or growing up playing on these high AAU teams and, being ranked like this and that, like we have to work for what we have. Like, Ice is 6'4", I'm 6'5". Neither of us can just fly and dunk on everybody. we have to work, and we're in there every morning at 6 a.m. working, like, and that's why me and him are so relatable to each other, because it's like we have God-given ability, but you know, guys like Musa, 6'11", 40-inch vertical, guys like me and Ice, we've been having to work since we were kids, and really make it out. Like, I done had a lot of friends who haven't made it out. Same with Ice, and when somebody's real, you can just tell. You can just tell by looking in their eyes, and that's how it is with him. We have conversations every day about like real life situations.